Atlanta News First Plus starts now.
And thank you for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus. I am Maria Moreau, joining you here at 11 a.m. on your Tuesday. We want to get you caught up on the news making headlines in and around Metro Atlanta and talk about the weekend weather that we are bracing for. I want to start by taking you out to breaking news that we're following a police investigation right now underway in downtown Atlanta. Officers and crime scene tape could be seen lining this block of Marietta Street near the Summit Cafeteria restaurant. Now, so far, police have not shared details on this investigation. Our very own Atlanta News First, Niamani Watson, will have a live report for you coming up at noon. And another story that we have been following, this one in Gwinnett County, crews are looking into what caused a late-night apartment fire. Atlanta News First, Sarah Hammond is live with our First Alert breaking news tracker. And Sarah, welcome to the Atlanta News First Plus side of things. I know that you have been following this all morning long. What's the latest on what you can tell us?
So we're here at the Cortland Duluth Apartments here in Gwinnett County, where Gwinnett County fire crews, they had their work cut out for them overnight. This fire started just before midnight. Crews say they could see smoke, a lot of flames when they got here, and they also found several people trapped on some of the upper floors in this apartment building. If we can, I want you guys to take a look here at some of this video that our crews were able to get of these fire crews working. This morning, they spent hours trying to knock down those flames. They've been here all morning working to put out some of these hot spots. Those people who were trapped on the upper floors, fire crews say there were about 8 of them trapped up there. They were able to get them down with ground ladders, aerial ladders. Were treated by medical crews on site. Nobody had serious injuries. No firefighters were injured during all of this. But we know that 22 people are now looking for a place to stay. The Red Cross is assisting them. They're assisting 9 families who live here after this fire that really kind of destroyed a large portion of this apartment complex here overnight.
Now, Sarah, I know that we don't know the cause of the fire quite yet, but we start to see an uptick in things like this around the winter time. Any words from firefighters about fire safety or winter safety? I know a lot of folks bringing out those space heaters and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. No cause determined yet for how this fire started, but this is a message that we absolutely hear from fire crews when we go to these fires, especially in the winter months, of just being really careful about those heat sources that people have in their homes. Again, we don't know what caused this particular fire, but with these frigid temperatures that the fire crews are working in trying to knock out these flames, that's just something to note, as well as what the Red Cross is able to do when they come out and respond to these fires, where they're able to try to help get people into somewhere to stay when their home is destroyed. We know they gave out this morning some comfort kits to families and helped with recovery planning. So a lot of things that kind of go into helping these families when they are dealing with something like this. But this is definitely something we see a lot during these winter months, is these fires where a lot of people need help as these temperatures are really dropping.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sarah Hammond. I know you'll have a report for us live coming up at noon, so we're going to let you get back to gathering for that. I want to talk to folks now about another story that we've been reporting to you really from this weekend into the work week. The search is intensifying in Clayton County for a teenager accused of shooting someone in the face over the weekend. So if you take a closer look at your screen, this is who police are looking for, is 16-year-old Laquan Stevens. He is considered to be armed and dangerous. The police say that he shot someone outside of a party on Saturday. Law enforcement says Stevens was seen bragging about it in a video on Instagram. Now, Atlanta News First did speak to family members who are saying he's been through a lot.
A caring young man, and he's far from armed and dangerous.
So again, we are urging you, if you have seen or have any information for police, that you contact them, but do note that this individual is considered armed and dangerous. We're going to stay on top of this story, of course, and bring you the latest of what we know. And as we continue to bring you the top stories that we're following here in and around Metro Atlanta, we have an exciting thing going on here at Atlanta News First that we want to bring your attention to. We do this year after year, and this is our 4th year now. The St. Jude Dream Home Giveaway kicking off with a groundbreaking today. And our Atlanta News First anchor, Tracy Hutchins, went to that groundbreaking at 9 a.m. this morning to talk to some of the folks that are going to be bringing this dream home to life.
Already, I'll tell you what, this is monumental. This is our 4th St. Jude Dream Home. We partnered up with the Providence Group and, of course, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to make this happen. And again, this is a groundbreaking for a home, a brand new home that could be yours. Tell you what, it's all going to unfold over the next several weeks and many months, and we're going to show it all to you right here on Atlanta News First. But first, let's break this ground. You guys ready? Of course, we're here with St. Jude and the Providence Group and all the builder partners, patient families as well. All right, I'm going to give you guys a countdown, and then we're going to break ground on the 4th St. Jude Dream Home. 3, 2, 1, break that ground. That's what we're talking about. This is history being made, such an incredible day, and we are looking forward to it too, because we are going to raise $2.1 million for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and it's going to help families. It's going to help patients. We do have one of those patient families with us right here. Of course, we featured them as well. Mom Stacy, and here's Taryn. How you feeling?
Great.
Good. How you feeling, Taryn?
Good.
It's a little cold this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this your first groundbreaking?
Yes.
Yes. And you did a great job, too. You know that, right?
Thank you.
What does St. Jude mean for you? I mean, we've talked to you before about what they've done for your family, the research, and really making sure that Taryn has a bright future.
Yeah, it gives us hope. It gives all the families in Georgia hope that there's a cure out there for our kids.
Absolutely. It makes such a difference. Thank you, Stacy and Taryn, too. And Troy, I'm going to put you on the spot right here. Of course, our incredible builder, the Providence Group, Troy Caldwell here. And you come out year after year and you just do it up for us and you make it so easy for us and you make it look easy. But this is incredible thing you're doing for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
It is. We really enjoy it, having our building partners out here with us. The vendors, everybody that helps put this project together every year is amazing. We're hoping, again, we've already surpassed $5 million, and hopefully we'll get to over 7 this year.
We sure hope so, Troy. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. All right, we're going to get a chance to speak to a lot of the builder partners and talk to the builders and find out what this home is going to look like. We're going to bring that to you on the shows coming up a little bit later. Incoming, Tracy Hutchins, Atlanta News First.
And joining me now is Taylor Lunford with the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, an exciting partnership we get to do year after year. This is year 4 for us that we're going to give away prizes and a dream home to a deserving family. But Taylor, this is all part of a mission to give back to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and support them in their mission to end childhood cancer. So I want to talk about the unique opportunity here that folks have to join in on this cause. Talk to me about the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Yeah, so St. Jude is a world-class research hospital for children suffering with cancer. Since 1962, we have raised the survival rate from 20% to 80%. And with programs like this, it helps with our mission that no family should worry about treatment, travel, housing, or food, so they may focus on their child to live.
That's very important. I mean, you can imagine receiving devastating news like a cancer diagnosis, especially in your child, and knowing that you can come to a place like this and not have to worry about those medical expenses and really just focus on the healing aspect. 2025 was a big year. We sold all the tickets that we intended to. And last year, home was given away in the Sewanee community to none other than Fred Carpentieri. Congratulations to him, as well as these amazing prizes. It really is a wonderful opportunity for folks to buy a ticket, to create an opportunity for themselves and their families to be in the running for a free brand new home. And also, if they don't win, that money gets poured into a cause like childhood cancer research. The groundbreaking today is really the start of it all. Talk to me a little bit about the planning and what has gone into getting these homes and this mission ready year after year.
Yeah, so we partner with the amazing builder group, the Providence Group, and they are amazing. They work with us with the location and just making sure that the house is ready and just are always set for the giveaway.
So we have the groundbreaking today, and that really is just step one of what is an exciting couple months going into this year. What happens next? You break ground, the development gets underway. What's next for St. Jude?
So next for the house is our floor signing, where our partners and our sponsors and everyone who is making this possible come in and see the foundation of the house, and we sign the house, have an event, and just celebrate that we are doing another campaign. And end of April, we will have our tickets will finally go on sale for someone to win a chance to win this amazing house and other prizes as well.
Lots of folks getting excited. They see this happening year after year, and we have folks returning to get their tickets each year. What are some things that people should be looking out for as we get further and further into 2026, and any other ways that people can connect with St. Jude now?
Yeah, just stjude.org and slash dream home. You will find all the updates on our dream home, any other dream home. We do over 40 of them across the country that you would like to get connected to.
Taylor Lunford with the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Thank you so much. This is, again, really important work, and it gives back to such a monumental cause, and we are honored to be a part of that here at Atlanta News First. Again, the St. Jude Dream Home for 2026 is happening now with the groundbreaking. Make sure that you have the Atlanta News First app downloaded so you can follow all of the developments as we reveal prizes and give you dates that you're going to want to follow.
Thank you.
And again, St. Jude Dream Home, you're going to hear us talk about that year after year. I do want to move into something that we have been alerting you on. Really, our first alert team has been working around the clock to track this winter storm system that may be coming through the southeastern U.S. this weekend, specifically impacting us here in North Georgia. So it is likely that we will see an impact, which is why we have 2 first alert weather days. And to explain and prepare you for what all that will entail is First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams here with me, bringing you your latest forecast.
Thanks, Maria. Yeah, we are looking at the possibility of definitely seeing some winter weather across North Georgia, and it's because of the fact that we have lots of freezing temperatures on the way, as well as lots of Gulf moisture on the way as well. So that's what we're looking at here for this. And if we want to, I'm going to go check the graphics really quickly to make sure. But the setup here Saturday is lots of moisture coming in with freezing air, which is always, Maria, a bad combination. So we will continue to have the latest on this here in just a few minutes. All right, First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams here with an update on what we're looking at for this weekend winter storm. The timeline is Saturday and Sunday for actual winter precipitation to be falling across North Georgia. And then Monday, while the precip probably will have stopped at that point, we are looking at impacts likely lasting because it's going to be likely a lot of precip and also a lot of cold air coming in. So whatever falls Saturday and Sunday will have very limited chance to melt and go away. So we're looking at a potentially longer impact event with significant accumulation possible with major travel disruption not out of the question here. And we're not talking about just a couple of bridges and overpasses. We're talking about main primary roadways potentially having lots of issues going forward through the weekend. So the probability to see a 1/4 inch of ice, which is considered ice storm warning criteria, which is considered to be quite disruptive. Any ice accumulation is disruptive, but when we start to get up to that 1/4 inch threshold, that's when issues begin to arise. And we have a 90% chance of a 1/4 inch of ice right now across metro Atlanta and most of North Georgia having pretty high probabilities. It seems to be kind of focused near the city right now. So farther south toward LaGrange, you have over 50% chances to see a 1/4 inch of ice, which is certainly not something to shy away from. And in the mountains, we have that probability pretty high as well, but we also have potentially some snow mixing in. And I'm going to take you to one of our forecast models here in a second so you can kind of see, because when people hear winter storm, they automatically think snow. This time around, though, in Atlanta, we may see some snow at times, but it's primarily looking at a freezing rain precipitation type here. So that is the worst kind of precip, because that's the one that not just disrupts travel, but it starts to impact infrastructure and it starts to potentially bring down trees, power lines, and then we have a whole other set of issues besides the fact that we can't travel anywhere. As we go forward here, I want to bring in the 1/2 inch ice probability, which means we're kind of past the significant threshold and maybe up to that crippling threshold. These are the types of ice storms that don't come around very often, potentially. We're still several days out and we're kind of looking still at that probability still. We're not looking at specific totals just yet because we're still too far out to kind of say Gwinnett County gets this much, Atlanta gets this much, Cherokee County gets this much. We're not to that level yet. Having said that, we're looking at an 84% chance in Atlanta right now for a 1/2 inch of ice or more, which again would cause significant disruption to your everyday life. Now, again, we are looking at this kind of coming in over the weekend when many of us maybe not having to go to work, but remember, whatever falls over the weekend will likely still be on the ground on Monday morning because temperatures will not get above freezing. So what you're hearing us talk about this weekend, plan on travel disruption into Monday as well. So as I kind of sum up the ice impacts here, when we're talking about a glaze up to a 1/4 inch, that can be disruptive, yes, but really that impacts mostly bridges and overpasses, very limited power outages, and very limited tree damage. When we start to move into that 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice, that's when we start to see significant impacts. Tree branches sag, even fall in some cases, with some degree of power outages and dangerous travel. And then once we get up to the 1/2 inch plus, that's when it becomes crippling, where trees come down, power lines come down, travel is nearly impossible, and we have widespread power outages. And we're in kind of that significant to crippling stage at this point for the weekend. It could still trend one way or another, but right now all of our models are pointing toward a significant system moving in. So in terms of the timing here, we are seeing the latest models maybe starting up a little earlier on Saturday. This is something that we're going to watch because yesterday the models sort of kind of moved stuff in Saturday afternoon and into Saturday night, and kind of the worst of the precip moved in overnight into Sunday morning. Right now we're looking at potentially an earlier start time. So this is 7 a.m. We have some snow showers in the mountains, maybe a mix for Atlanta. And you can see this extends way west. So back toward Alabama, Mississippi, Little Rock, Arkansas, Dallas, Texas, Oklahoma City. This is going to be a wide-ranging winter storm. And I've actually had a couple people already here in the city text me and say we have birthday parties coming in and we've got people coming in from out of town. The weekend travel across the southeast is going to be very, very challenging. This is 3 p.m. Saturday. Notice we have a wintry mix or ice in Atlanta and most of Georgia, North Georgia. To the north, we have very heavy snow in the Georgia mountains, and then crossing over into Tennessee, it looks like an all-snow event in Tennessee. the Carolinas, the Carolina mountains, looking pretty good for snow, but it's the I-20 and I-85 corridor where we're going to see the precipitation type potentially fluctuate between freezing rain, sleet, and maybe a little snow. But right now I'm not seeing a whole lot of signal in Atlanta to see a bunch of snow. I'm seeing signal for a bunch of ice, which is, again, kind of the worst kind of precipitation type. 8 p.m. Saturday, we still have plenty of heavy wintry mix going on across North Georgia, and unfortunately that fire hose of winter precip sticks around into Sunday. Now our models are kind of keeping things going into Sunday. Notice we have pink across a good chunk of the northern half of Georgia and surrounding states, and we're going to continue to see that potentially last through a good chunk of Sunday. And if this were to happen, this would be something that is very, very significant across North Georgia and metro Atlanta. Finally, by Sunday night, you can see the back edge of that precip in Alabama, and it's going to be moving into Georgia sometime Sunday night, and the precipitation itself should shut down Sunday night. The problem, though, I mentioned, is that the temperatures themselves are going to be struggling to get above freezing on Monday. So in terms of an early look at how things are looking at for timeline of travel, Friday we are fine. Travel okay on Friday. Saturday morning, last minute stuff at this point needs to be completed sometime Saturday morning, and then by Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, travel becomes difficult, and then it looks like Sunday is going to be a day where you just do not need to go anywhere. At this point, travel not advised on Sunday at all, and maybe Monday if some of the totals that we're seeing come to fruition, come to pass. We could be looking at some very significant issues here as we go into Sunday and Monday of next week. As we look at snow totals, as I mentioned, limited snow potential here in Atlanta right now. This model paints on a trace to 1 inch of snow, and that would be on the back end of things as things end Sunday night. This is primarily an ice event as we stand for Atlanta. But check out totals to the north in Tennessee. Easily 5+ inches. We're seeing signs of 10+ inches in Knoxville and across portions of Tennessee. And in the Carolina mountains, that pink shade is indicating 10 to 15 inches of snow over toward Asheville and up I-40 in North Carolina. Back to the west, you can see Memphis, Nashville, Huntsville, Alabama, seeing significant snowfall as well. But notice how sharp that cutoff is between heavy snow to what would be sleet and then ice or freezing rain in North Georgia. So when people hear winter storm, and we're talking about a winter storm in North Georgia, if you live in Ellijay, if you live in Blue Ridge, if you live up in the Georgia mountains, chances are pretty good we're going to see a pretty good snow there. If you live in metro Atlanta, the chances of snow at this point are extremely low, but not impossible. We are looking at, again, more of a freezing rain situation. And kind of the setup here is we have high pressure to the north that's going to supply the cold air. We have not unending moisture, but a lot of moisture coming in from the eastern Pacific, tagging up with the Gulf, and those two things combined start to present winter storm concerns to the west. So Saturday morning, it's worse across Oklahoma and Texas, but it begins to move into the rest of the southeast Saturday night into Sunday, and we are going to see the problems linger because of this high pressure in New England. This is a classic setup to keep that wedge of cold air in place, which means we could be seeing temperatures of 25 to 30 degrees with rain pouring down and freezing on contact, which of course is a reasonable worst case scenario. So that's something that we're watching. I want to talk about today, though. It's gorgeous out there. It's chilly, but it is mostly sunny. Temperatures finally getting above freezing in most spots. It's 37 in the city. Still below freezing up in Blairsville at 31 degrees. And you can see that mostly sunny sky will continue. For Wednesday into Thursday, some scattered rain moving in, but temperatures well above freezing. In fact, we're going to be in the 50s tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. And normally that would be a good thing in that we're relatively mild leading up to a potential winter storm, but the degree of cold air and the degree of moisture is seemingly going to overcome that. So here's the 7-day forecast, what we're looking at here. So we have scattered rain Thursday, Friday, temperatures in the 50s. Then we see temperatures in the 30s. And again, that 35 degrees on Monday of next week is optimistic at best. We may not get above freezing. And of course, whatever falls over the weekend is going to be extremely heavy and extremely impactful. We have first alert weather days for Saturday and Sunday continuing, and it's for that potential for not just ice and sleet potentially, but also mountain snowfall that will continue And again, cold weather will linger into next week, which means whatever falls over the weekend will potentially continue to be an issue for us. Again, we hope things trend away, but right now we've had about 3 days of very consistent modeling in showing a very significant system. But we are still in that time frame where things can shift a little bit, so we're going to keep you posted right here on ANF Plus inside our First Alert weather app. If anything changes, we'll be the first to let you know on the forecast as we go into the next few days. But I would say use these next few days to maybe prepare for being indoors most of the weekend, and also don't let this be the last time that we look at weather information. Things change constantly, and again, we will bring you the very latest as we move through the next few days. And with that, we'll be right back here on ANF Plus with more news.
And welcome back here at Atlanta News First Plus as we continue our coverage, your news headlines, weather, and everything you need to know about what's been going on in Metro Atlanta. I am Maria Moreau. As you heard just before we took a brief break, we are preparing for a powerful winter system. So an important time for you to have the First Alert weather app downloaded and on your phone so we can send you personalized and up-to-the-minute updates on things that are developing and going on in your specific area. I did want to also let you know coming up at 1 p.m. we will be talking to a medical doctor on how to prepare yourself for the dip into winter weather. We here in Atlanta are not usually frequented by snow and ice, so it's very important that we get our homes, our pets, and even ourselves ready. So we'll be having that discussion. But right now, we are moments away from hearing from Georgia Governor Brian Kemp at the state capitol. Right now, this is a live look at the preparations underway, where he is expected to announce a new education tax credit between Georgia and the Internal Revenue Service. And joining me now to talk about the governor, this initiative ahead of the governor's remarks, is Atlanta News First investigative producer Tim Darnell. Tim, I wanted to bring you up here for this conversation because this is a big deal as I lose my live shot. So let me fix that real quick and we'll continue this conversation. There we go. This is a big deal. The governor is going to be talking, but really the focus is on this tax credit. What do people need to know?
Well, Maria, this is a major, pretty major announcement from Governor Kemp. We got the heads up late last week, that he would be speaking about announcing a state income or an income tax credit that was made possible through a very controversial piece of legislation. We did a lot of coverage on President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, also known as House Resolution 1, one of the first pieces of legislation passed by the new Congress. But this federal law allows states such as Georgia, any of the other 49 states in the union, if they so choose, to opt into a $1,700 income tax credit or a state education tax credit if they are donating or giving that money to a state or a federal a federally approved organization that distributes scholarships to children who are eligible. This is a pretty major move forward in the push for school choice. Advocates for school choice are very in support about this, and we expect Governor Brian Kemp to announce that Georgia will opt into this program.
And I do believe the governor is starting to speak now, so let's take you live to his remarks.
Historic legislation that gives parents and families greater choice in their educational opportunities. Strengthen campus security for literally every school in the state. We have invested in our teachers and classrooms in unprecedented ways, and so much more. Today, I'm proud these great partners are with me to announce the latest measure we're taking to improve education options and outcomes. We're proud of these initiatives, but we know that there is no replacement for the strong support and investment of families in their own children. And just as we trust Georgians know best how to spend their tax dollars, we also trust families to make the best decisions for their child's education. That was the driving principle behind our decision to stop harmful ideologies from taking root in our classrooms, including passing a ban on obscene materials and ensuring the integrity of girls' sports. And it's why we passed the Georgia Promise Scholarship Act to ensure families can use their tax dollars to find the best education options for their child. In less than a year since that program was really stood up and its first application portal opened, Promise is already benefiting over 7,700 students in our state. Today, I'm proud to announce another tool for parents to use that will complement these achievements and further aid parents in supporting their children's education. Upon my signature of an official form from the Internal Revenue Service, I am opting Georgia into the Federal Tax Credit Scholarship Program for school choice created by the One Big Beautiful Bill Act last summer. This program provides a dollar-for-dollar federal income tax credit up to $1,700 for individuals who donate to authorized scholarship granting organizations. Those organizations then use the funds to provide K-12 education scholarships for eligible families earning under 300% of the median income in the area, covering private school tuition, tutoring, books, and other expenses. It's important for the media to note that Georgia actually already has a donor-funded school choice tax credit program like this. Known as the Georgia Gold Scholarship Program, it was first created in 2008 and expanded in 2018 and again in 2022. Now that we have a like-minded partner in the White House with President Trump, I'm grateful that the positive impacts of the Georgia Gold Scholarship will not only be enhanced by this federal tax credit, but also replicated across the country. I want to say how thankful I am for all the advocates and leaders who are here with us today who have been incredible partners in these and other efforts. Along with them and the members of our General Assembly, we'll keep working to empower families and children throughout Georgia to pursue the education that best fits their needs. With that, I'm going to turn it over to the Lieutenant Governor for some remarks.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you all for all being here today. Thank you, Governor Kemp, for your leadership on this issue. Greatly appreciate it. Speaker Burns, greatly appreciate you and both members of the leadership in the House and the Senate. Just want to echo what the governor just said. We greatly appreciate the Trump administration putting this forward in the big, beautiful bill, and appreciate the governor simply opting us into their program, which will allow parents even more options for their kids out there and allow individuals and companies who believe in school choice and believe in parents having more choices. They'll be able to donate more of their hard-earned dollars towards those initiatives. We're proud to have young people here from North Cobb Christian, located in Marietta, Georgia. They're just one small example of a lot of good schools that we have here in the state of Georgia that represent good options for parents to have outside our public education system as well. We don't ever want to say we are doing other things besides trying to improve public education and trying to improve private education, because at the end of the day, if you care about the children who are in those schools, then you will want to promote programs like the Georgia Gold, the Promise Scholarship, as well as this federal scholarship program as well. So that is going to be a big initiative. I know for the speaker and I, this upcoming session, we're going to work on our public education system, but also empowering parents that like to have more options with our literacy programs and everything else. And I just appreciate his leadership on the educational front as well as the governor's. And it's a great day here in the state of Georgia when we're able to have a federal partner like the Trump administration that believes in education at the local level as well. So thank you very much. I'll hand it over to the speaker to finish up. Thank you.
It's always good to be with the best First Lady of any state in the Union, First Lady Marty Kemp. I got it. Governor Kemp, thank you for your leadership. Lieutenant Governor Jones, look forward to working with you and all the colleagues behind us in the House and the Senate. And we all know, y'all all know what I know. It is a great day to be a Georgian as we address the issues that are important to us. It's a great day to celebrate this step towards educational choice and freedom for students and families across this entire state. We all know that our children are our future, and their future depends on their ability and our ability to provide them with quality education, whether it's in the public school classrooms, private schools, or at home. It's important. Of course, we also know that literacy is one of our state's most pressing challenges. And today we're proud to be building on that foundation we've created to give children access to learning environments and educational pathways that they need to succeed across this state. Since 2008, Georgia's Qualified Educational Expense Tax Credit, as it was alluded to, has allowed thousands of students to pursue the educational pathways and opportunities that best benefits their needs. Now, for the first time, Georgia taxpayers will have the ability to receive federal and state tax credits for their contributions to student scholarship organizations. This means more resources will flow directly to students who need them the most, creating more opportunities and empowering more families in our state to make the best educational decisions for themselves and their children. The model we've adopted here in Georgia has been making a real difference, meaningful difference for students for nearly 2 decades now, and I look forward to seeing this new federal tax credit help us build on the success we've already had across this state. The House has always been committed to championing strong public schools, which are the foundation of our educational system, and that commitment will never waver. This new federal program simply represents an historic chance for our state to strengthen the educational options available to Georgia's parents and our young people. Governor Kemp, again, thank you for your leadership and for your dedication to the children who depend on these life-changing scholarships, which give them access to the resources, learning environments, and opportunities they need to succeed. Thank you, and we look forward to working alongside you and the Senate, Lieutenant Governor, the rest of this session to give the children of our state every opportunity to build a better and brighter future. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Speaker Burns, Lieutenant Governor Jones, members of the General Assembly. Thank you all for being such strong partners in education here in Georgia, and especially for our young people. This is what it's all about. You know, to make this situation happen today, all I had to do was sign an IRS form. That's probably the happiest I've ever been signing an IRS document. So we are honored that everybody got to celebrate that here today. With that, we'll open it up for some questions. Yep, shouldn't change anything that we've already done in the state. Really just shows that we were ahead of our time with the Gold Scholarship Program. You know, I think it'd be hard to tell right now. I mean, we've had a lot of people using the Gold Scholarship program, so we're glad to share those numbers with the media if y'all just want to reach out to OPB or education policy folks. But I would think a good many. Say that a little louder, sorry. Well, that would be on the Promise Scholarship. The Gold program, you know, is completely separate from that. All right, well, thank y'all for being here.
And that was the Georgia governor, lieutenant governor, members of the state leadership speaking on, really announcing Georgia's move to opt into this new education tax credit. The governor really getting into what a big deal this is going to be for Georgia. We're talking about a dollar-for-dollar tax credit of up to $1,700 per taxpayer for nonprofits providing scholarships to eligible kids. So all around big deal we talk about here today, and the governor announcing that at the state capitol. We, of course, are going to stay on top of this. Our Atlanta News First, Doug Reardon, will have an updated report and really a breakdown of what this tax credit entails coming up in our Atlanta News First evening hours. In the meantime, we are just less than 20 minutes away from Atlanta News First News at noon. Make sure you tune in right here on Atlanta News First Plus. And then at 1 p.m., as I mentioned earlier, we will be talking to a medical doctor and continuing to get you ready for this weekend's winter weather system. So stay with us. I'm going to bring up that First Alert 7-day forecast for you. Again, want to make sure to highlight Saturday and Sunday, those First Alert weather days. Have the First Alert weather app downloaded on your phone. Make sure that you're looking out for notifications from us from when we go live. We're going to be doing a lot more weather preparation here in the coming days to make sure that by the time we get to that Saturday and that Sunday, you are prepared, your home is prepared, your pets are prepared, the kids are prepared, anything and everything you could need. We want to make sure that you are set up and good to go. Thank you for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. Keep it right here as we take you to news headlines from around the nation. Atlanta News First News at noon is coming up next.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.